sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. If you've never joined us, this is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all those people and businesses that support all those teen athletes. I think this last month, June, July, it's about $80,000, Dr. D. Woo!
Nice.
People are throwing the money in this. I love this town. I love this town. I get goosebumps.
You know those big, giant plexiglass boxes with the wind machine in it where you go in and you try to grab money? Mm-hmm. Santa Barbara's kind of like
that. It is really.
It's a huge plexiglass box. And all you have to do is reach out and it's there for you.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know what to say. It's like, it makes me speechless. And I know, right,
oh,
to the
come
right,
on.
I know
really?
Dr. Energy is saying you're so full of beep. But it does make me speechless.
You're cussing and blaming it on me? Wait a minute here.
Woo, Dr. Energy.
Yes.
Woo, put your hands together. Terri Cooper. Let me go around the whole, we've got a lot to talk about today, but let me go around. We got Dominique Hackett. Woo! Brian Faulk's in the house.
Good morning.
Steve Stokes. Woo! Angela Beven Miller. Dr. Dale Figtree. It just doesn't end. We're loaded with co-hosts.
And by the way, I'm actually going to have Brian do a perforation.
Yeah.
Multiple filaments all in a line there. Just a perforation.
Do you know what he did? I love Brian. Get him on the horn here. Brian. Know what he did? Remember, 2 months ago, I don't know, April, May, June. I don't know. He looked at my leg, right? And he goes, oh my. And I'm like, when you go to a doctor, you're like, what do you mean, oh
I didn't say that.
Well, you kind of like looked at it. He goes, what's this? And he's pointing. It's like,
oops, you don't know.
It's like it was leftover from like, I don't know, 2004. And I got hit, with the
bruise.
racket. Yeah, the bruise.
Yeah.
So I hide it and you can't, tube sock covers it. Who cares? And he goes, do you want me to fix this? And I'm like, whatever. So he bled me. Okay. And I'm not kidding. I mean, it's gone. There's no bruise there. It's
already
gone. I tried the bananas. I tried everything. No, but it works. So for you ladies that I guess this is what, talk to me about it, because I have friends that spend tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Getting those little spider veins and everything.
Well, there's a difference between the thicker veins on the body, and then there's smaller spider veins. The smaller spider veins can be treated real easily. All that is old dead stuck blood, so you can prick it and squeeze out the old
needles.
Dead blood, and it'll go away.
Now I have something to do for Saturday night.
Yeah, bloodletting goes back a long ways. It's not a new thing. In fact, Western medicine was doing bloodletting up until the 50s, and for some reason they stopped doing it. But it's a simple thing and very safe, and you can actually get rid of those superficial spider veins. The deeper, thicker veins is a different issue. But
the goggles and the plastic wrap kind of scared me.
Yeah.
It wasn't
full
like
outbreak
that.
costume.
No, it wasn't like that.
Stuff squirting. No.
It was really cool.
No.
We have Dr. Dale Figtree. Have you ever been bled?
I have.
You have? See? I knew you did.
Well,
It was amazing experience.
Yeah,
really.
it feels good. The body's always making new blood, so don't worry about that. It's just, sometimes a little help to get rid of the old stuff.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I had a surgery, and they gave me, and this is true, they gave me a blood transfusion.
Yep.
Now, I never cared for Mexican food that much. It was not high on my priority list.
Okay.
But I woke up with such a craving.
Where are we going with this, girl?
Stop it.
I'm telling you that God... And I swear to God, I had gotten wonderful Hispanic blood because
that's wonderful.
I was a better salsa dancer immediately.
You're a spicy one already, so I'm not sure this is going to be...
Don't confuse agita with spiciness.
Oh, man. Was it kosher? No.
No, it was not kosher.
Keep that blood pumping.
Dominique's been bled, hey?
Yeah.
No?
Well,
You do. You're like a little green witch. You've never sticking yourself. No.
only during childbirth, but that was not intended.
No.
Yeah.
You should honestly. I know you're talking about. He's right here if you want to make an appointment because it's just no pain.
So all I was saying,
You do have this little mark on the inside of your. I'm just saying. I mean, I would get rid of it. I would get rid. It's right. It's so easy. It's just right there. See, there it is. We have another one.
Yeah.
We've got another one.
I'm Route 66 on these legs, so I'll be in, and I hope you have your lunch with you because you're not going out.
But I was just going to say the nice thing about Brian Faulk is that he works with Chinese medicine. And what's really nice is actually to have a well person visit with some of our healthcare practitioners and get a sense of what works well for our body when we do start fighting a cold. And so you can actually put some herbs on stock and then just have a quick conversation with your healthcare provider and take those herbs and food right away when you start feeling ill. And that's a wonderful preventive medicine thing to do. So we really appreciate you, Brian.
Well, my pleasure. Happy to be here.
We're lucky because it's kind of like a 2-pack, because we've got Dr. Dale Figtree right to your left.
That's right.
Okay, nobody knows more about nutrition. Eat smart, feel great. Okay, and if I had a skateboard, I would be on it. And I know what I mean. Honestly, this is a great book. If anybody has it written and illustrated by Dr. Dale Figtree, she's our resident PhD, and I love it. So I can't say that I've read it because I haven't. But, at least Angela Beven Miller has read it. Okay.
She's very excited. I could tell. Look at that.
Angela Miller Beven.
Miller Beven. I did. She punched me.
Sorry. I want to say that my 9-year-old son, Jackson, which has been on the show before, and today my husband, Shawn, is here to talk too. But we actually read this book, and my son was so excited about beans being a protein. That was like a very exciting thing.
A lot of protein in beans, huh?
He was like, really, beans? Because I'm always like, you need to eat meat and you need to eat. He's all, what is protein? I'm all, meat and cheese. And then we read the book. He's all, Mom, beans? And I'm all, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, lentils. A lot of stuff has protein.
Did he have a transfusion too?
So this book is this written specifically for kids, or is this for kids and adults?
Well, it is written for kids and teens, but it's really for the whole family.
That sounds wonderful. Nice to share
because
that.
many times the part of us that chooses our food is like 6 years old, sometimes 7 years old.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
It's very funny. Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
All right, in the house, Steve Stokes. Woo! And you brought a guest today. He's been out a little bit. We had the summer. We got all summer, right? We're doing hoops all summer.
We were doing hoops all summer. All summer.
Well.
I get a little bit of a break here before school starts tomorrow.
Sweet.
We were busy. We were at UCSB. We were in that tournament. We were in the Dos Pueblos League. We were playing in all sorts of leagues all over Ventura
well, league
County.
Champions do that, though, don't they?
We were undefeated league champions last year,
right.
And we have Evan Bover, who's actually representing his undefeated league championship shirt here today.
Nice.
There you go.
I like it.
But we had a great summer and
Nice.
looking pretty good to repeat this year.
All right. Thank you so much for being here today. All right. We're going to take a break, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over because of time, and I want to give Tom Reed a chance. Let's put our hands together. Tom Reed just walked in. Unity Shop. Woo! And coming to visit. We got a lot of stuff going on right now at the Unity Shop, and I want to give him a chance to talk about it. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, I'm
Talk
doing
to me,
really
Tom.
good.
I'm coming in. I'm coming in to check it out. I've been really busy.
We've been talking about having you come down.
I'm coming. Dominique, come on, put it in the schedule. Stop it now.
Absolutely, we'll do.
They got beans, they got rice. We could drop off to Terri Cooper
We
here.
have protein.
They got it all. They got the protein. They got everything.
We don't do
That's right.
recreational bloodletting, but
Yeah,
we've
no.
got a lot of stuff that goes on.
All right, so talk to us about
For your radio audience, I brought you a pin today.
Aww.
And here it is. It's our 100-year pin. Unity Shop is turning 100 years old.
Centennial.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of a neat deal. And we're having
That's
a celebration
beautiful.
at the Granada Theater on September 7th. It's a Wednesday night, and
Nice.
you're all invited. Kenny Loggins is going to perform, and
Whoa.
Hi Babylonia is going to be there. Huh? So we got some
Wow.
sports stuff going on, but it's just
Nice.
going to be a chance to thank the community and everybody that's helped us and honor. You only turn 100 once,
Right.
I think.
So say you're a
Kind of-
tourist and you're in an Uber and they're listening to AM 1290 right now, and they've got, of course, Teen Sports Radio because they
Right.
heard about the Queen of Teen. Okay. So just saying, whatever.
That's it.
So they Googled me.
Well, they're
No.
going to want to
So
find
the
out where
Unity
you
Shop,
are.
like that, I don't know. But the Unity, what is, say it started
Okay,
when?
for 100
like,
years.
Yeah, 100 years.
Pearl Chase actually started it.
Pearl
a pretty
Chase.
famous name in town. Chase Palm Park.
Okay, I've heard
She's
of that
largely
stuff.
responsible for the architectural theme in town. Most of us know that after the earthquake of 1925. So she's a pretty famous lady. Must have been pretty determinative, this lady. The Historical Society, Presidio, all of that stuff.
She was vigilant.
That was it. That's a good word. I'll remember that. So anyway, she had a heart for kids and for families that were struggling and for seniors that were kind of left alone in their last chapter of life. And so she started this thing that has kind of grown to 10 different programs. It's now year-round, has been for about 30 years. Kenny Loggins got involved involved 30 years ago, and he's been with us. So this telethon in December will be our 30th anniversary telethon with Kenny Loggins. He's just a great supporter, and he's brought people to the table here because he thinks it's such a unique thing, and it turns out that there's not another one like it anyplace else in the country. Even though it seems so obvious when you go through, because we offer people choice and that kind of thing. So you ask what it is. For families that are struggling, if you lose the ability to provide for yourself, we have 300 social service agencies in the county that are sending people to us. They know what's going on with these families. They're sent to us. We have a free grocery store, school clothes, school supplies, household goods, job training, professional clothing for people that are trying to better themselves in the workplace, toys at Christmas, and if your house burns down in Santa Barbara County, Unity Shop is the only place to go. So we have a lot going on, and we're thrilled to do it. We have 20,000 clients on average every year that come to us. They only come about a half a dozen times, so it serves as a safety net, and they get back. They get back on their feet.
You didn't say all this in your commercial. We need to give you another commercial. This is a lot.
Do you have an hour-long commercial? Is that how?
I think that I appreciate Unity Shop so much because I went down and I've done quite a few tours down there, which Erica probably should do. But the great thing about Unity Shop is that when somebody's in need, especially like after a fire or when they're not used to coming to a place like this and asking for help, Unity Shop makes it so possible for them to walk in the front doors and not be like put on a showcase like, oh, you need help. They make you feel like, citizen. They're not a second-class citizen. You are actually a human being, and they take pride in that, and they treat you like that. And so you walk through, and they shop in stores, like little mini stores. They go and they get clothes, and they get toothbrushes, and they get hair dryers, and whatever you need because you've lost everything. And you do such an awesome job at that, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Part of the manner in which it's done kind of restores dignity for people because it's really an embarrassing, humiliating thing when you find yourself in need. You can't provide for your family. So it's an unusual thing, and so we try to help people with a little bit of self-esteem and encouragement and hope. That doesn't show up on our statistics page, but I can tell you that's a very important ingredient, not only what we do, but the manner in which it's done that restores families, reinforces the family unit.
Tom, what is the ratio of employees versus volunteers? And could you speak to us a little bit about how someone might volunteer to support Unity? Of course, with donations during the Unity telethon, but on a regular basis if someone wanted to volunteer?
Yeah, well, volunteering is really important. We have we have actually team building experiences for companies. Davies Public Affairs, they bring 20 people down in a day. We've had Citrix Online, Decker's Outdoors, they come down and volunteer us. That's kind of an adult team building experience different than what they give every day. High school kids are getting community service hours, so we have 1,800 volunteers on site, and we do it with a skeleton crew, about 15. So it's very lean, very efficient the way we do things. About 70% of our clients are working. You're always going to have seniors, of course, that are not working. You're also going to have some disabled folks, special needs folks, and people that are just unemployed. We've actually had homeowners come to us, and they're just embarrassed that all of a sudden they're getting eviction notice. They lost that big paying job, and now they're spinning around. They don't know what to do, and they're getting eviction notices from their home and their mortgage. It's different than you would expect, but thank God it's there, and we just community awareness somehow remains our number one challenge because facts are it's not open to the public. We have a little gift shop over on State Street. People can donate furniture and a grandfather clock or whatever they want, and we can turn it into dollars so we can buy more food. But we go through about $2 million worth of stuff every year, food and merchandise that we distribute for free, and it's really a wonderful thing done the right way with the right heart. And so it's the community can be pretty proud that it's here, and we invite all of them to this September 7th celebration. It's really going to be fun. Kenny Loggins is going to perform, and we've got some other of his friends performing at the Granada. Then the telethon, of course, in December.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
We love you.
100
That's
years.
for Dr. D.
Look at that. Dr. D, you got a free sandwich of your choice. Look at that. All right, that's
$1
it.
hamburger right
That's
there. I don't
it,
mind
baby.
telling you, that's
it.
a good
We
thing.
love you.
That's a good
So seriously,
Hey, thank you.
after, if you want to make any changes, because you do, that you got to hook up with Dr. D. Any changes to your deal?
We'll work on
okay,
the thing,
to do. Done.
Hey,
Let's
good
do
meeting
it.
all you folks. Have a great
thank
radio
you.
show. Thanks for
Thank you, Unity. Woo! Go Unity. That's what I'm talking about. This is awesome. Let's take a break. It is go time. This is Erica Salda. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Dominique, where else can you find us?
We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and teensportsradio.com. And I have coaches in the room.
Good.
And AM 1290.
And AM 1290. Yes.
Dominique, you're so wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? During the
Stop
break,
texting while now on my radio show. That's why I gave it to you.
Taking notes.
Stop texting. No texting. We're no text zone
I'm
right now.
taking notes.
Okay.
The book that we were discussing, can I borrow it real quick, Dr. Energy? Mm-hmm. This book about eating smart and feeling great, it's so important for kids to realize that their good health is within reach, and it's not that difficult to be healthy in Santa Barbara especially. And we were just talking about how sometimes when books like this are first written, it kind of goes under the radar and doesn't really get highly promoted because it was a little before its time. So if there's anything that we could do to help promote Dr. Dale's book on our website, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Nutrition was big, huh, Bri, when you were in school?
And it's also sold in local stores, local bookstores. Yeah.
Well, nutrition is, I think, it was implemented into education in the 50s or 60s, but it's evolved over time. And as our awareness and our culture grows, so too does education and its awareness about nutrition. So we're just in a different phase right now. But Dale's work is very accessible, and I think the time is now for her work to come out and be utilized and accessible. So we're in a good place for this now.
Well, I remember when I was in school during that time in elementary school, when this book was first published, and it was nutrition was all about it was on a triangle. The food pyramid is no longer a food pyramid.
Right,
so I mean that kind of shows the evolution just on something basic that way.
Yes, and the food pyramid was really influenced by industry.
Yeah.
By what they wanted to sell, and that's shifted because the public has really demanded more honesty. Mm-hmm. That's why in the supermarket, I mean, half of what you see says healthy on it because they know that people are more interested. Right. And so a book like this helps not just say do this or do that, but it gives the reasons behind it and how to implement it in a simple and also a delicious way. And it's also, by the way, on Amazon. I just wanted to mention that.
You know, sometimes the children learn something and teach it to their parents and educate their parents because their parents may not have gotten that education, and it can have a trickle-down effect, not necessarily to the children, but I guess it would be a trickle-up
Absolutely,
effect.
and it's actually difficult for older adults to change their eating habits despite the knowledge and the education that they're presented. We're talking about years and years of habitual shopping, buying, cooking, preparing, eating out, and those aren't easy habits to change. So actually the children are in a, perhaps, like you said, better position to make longer-lasting changes than their parents.
And I want to say that that's really one of the motivations in writing this book, because I felt that before children's habits become too encased, for them to really, first of all, children love to understand how things work. If you can present it in a way that's interesting and simple, which is what I've tried to do in this book, and once they understand it, once they get it, they're very open to experiment and try. And so many times when they do that, they do bring gifts home in terms of new ways of looking at things.
And your book is quite accessible. I'm looking at it right now. The print's large. There's colored pictures drawn very very cute and funny, and it's like a children's book, but not a children's book. It's It's very inviting. Let's put it that way. So for the viewers out there that can't obviously see it, it's a shorter book. There's not too many words. We're too much bombarded with information. So this is great.
Yeah, I basically call it for kids of all ages.
Kids of all ages, including everyone in this room.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I think that, like I was saying before, is that my son and I read the book, and my 9-year-old really enjoyed it. I also have a 22-year-old. And the reason I asked Dr. Dale for a copy of it was because when he was 22, we needed something like this, and I couldn't find a book that would teach him about nutrition. So it was really wonderful to find a book like this to share with my 9-year-old. So thank you for sharing it with us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really my pleasure. And I felt that a book like this needs to be out there.
The biggest shift that I've seen from being in sports growing up is water. Because we were just not given it. I mean, we had to earn water, and I mean, I've saw people to my left and right, and this is on girls' sports, I mean, just passing out. Like, I passed out twice. You know what I mean? Just like if you want water, I mean, you had to do these things that were just so over the top. But especially in New York, the humidity, but football practice especially. And there was this one coach, oh my God. And see, you can't go against football. We'll talk about football in a second, okay? But you cannot a female cannot, the football is a throne, and goodness, if you try to go up against anything of like, what are you doing if you lost your mind? You cannot dehydrate like a 10-year-old. I mean, basically I kept my kids just really when they were really young off of it because I didn't like the way they were. I mean, you would never do that. Even like, I know you. I mean, you like drink. You could
tell. I know.
Fatigue.
Obviously there's a lot of things that have come out on how athletes need to stay hydrated, and some coaches, they have specific increments during practice as far as when they get water and stuff like that. With our guys, we don't have a time. Like, if you need water, go get it. And so like it's not every 45 minutes you'll get thirsty. It's whenever you need water, go get it, hydrate yourself, and be ready for practice.
But one thing I wanted to add to that is that that food choices make a difference in this, because if you're eating all processed food that the water's cooked out, whether chips and bread or whatever, it's like that kind of sucks water. You even need more water because of it. But if you're eating a lot of fruit and vegetables and salad, celery sticks, things like that, these are 70% water. Potatoes, 70% water. So if you're eating foods that are full of water, first of all, it's the best water money can buy. And you're more hydrated. I mean, still, if you're out in the sun and you're pushing exercise, you need to add to that.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you're more hydrated.
Because at Fairview Gardens, we are always offering produce.
Hey, let's take another quick little break. I just turned my mic off, but I'm on now. Okay, I was off, but I'm back on. This is Erica Salda. It's go time. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This has been unbelievable. That's because Angela's in the house. Fairview Gardens. I got a question for you. I was asked by two people. You know those little boxes that you pick up every week? They used to be at Whole Foods, and then they stopped going. Go ahead.
CSA.
Yeah. So do we still have that? Oh, we don't have that anymore. I didn't even ask that. That was a silly question.
We actually are not doing a CSA right now because over the winter we were cover cropping. Gotcha. And then we've moved into spring and summer, and we're slowly producing again. So it's very limited on what we produce, but we are selling everything we produce on our property at the farm stand, which is at 598 North Fairview.
Perfect.
Woo! What can we do to help support Fairview Gardens? Because if we're not doing the CSA box, what else can we do?
Shopping at our little store down there, we have all kinds of local products down there. It's like a little farmer's market. It's not just from Fairview Gardens. It's also from local companies. Like there's honey and bars and drinks, and there's all kinds of things that you can buy down there. So that's a huge support for us. We also are always looking for volunteers, and we love to have people come out and volunteer and just learn about what we're doing and come out and do mulching and all kinds of fun stuff.
I'm assuming this is organic.
Yes.
Yes.
We're certified organic.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.
I can volunteer to taste things. I could be a taster. I could tell you if it's delicious.
Well, and that's good because if you come out and volunteer, you actually are allowed to pick your own produce and you can taste it.
Oh.
So there you go.
It's worth the price of admission already. You know?
And that's where my transfusion comes in. I can give it.
I don't know how many beans and rice we have out there, but
Well, I think the Santa Barbara Fermentation Festival is coming up. It's
the Fermentation Festival used to be held at Fairview Gardens. It actually is being held at Stowe House now for last year and this year, but we're hoping to bring back the Fermentation Festival next year. So Katie Falbo, remember that. So yeah, that will be back at Fairview Gardens.
Awesome. I think that's September 11th or something?
I think it's the 17th.
17th,
It's
okay.
September 17th. Yeah, so that's what's coming up pretty soon.
I can't. I'm looking at you've got a guest hand. I know this guy. Okay, so what's going on? Talk to me.
So I know that we've had on Teen Sports before. I brought the person that was heading up Friday Night Lights, which is a new
Friday Night Lights. Yes.
It's a new flag football program for local youth here in Santa Barbara, which is a new program for us. They started out down in San Diego and moved into Orange County, and now they've ventured into Santa Barbara, and we're fortunate enough to have known the people that are heading it up, but also the fact that we have a 9-year-old. My husband is actually in the house, Shawn Beven, and
How you doing?
he is going to be coaching this year, and we are very fortunate because Teen Sports is going to be the sponsor of our little 9-year-old team, and they're
Our undefeated little 9-year-old team.
We hope.
All right, that's right. No. All right. So here we go. I'm going to give you. We don't have to make this big announcement, but there's your. Thank
you, Erica.
And
That's
it's from
very
all
kind
of us.
of you.
Okay, all
And
of the
Teen Sports.
co-hosts, we're all going to participate. Maybe we can get all the game at the championship game. You know what I'm saying? When
of
we
course.
that game
course.
is when we're all going to be out there.
All right. That sounds fair. Sounds like a good thing.
So we appreciate Teen Sports participation in this. I think this is going to be something for our community that we're going to be really embracing and enjoying. It's already full, so that just shows how much we needed a flag football team. And if anyone understands, it's flag football is not as much contact and head injuries and that type of thing. So that's a good thing.
Like, and I just got to say one more thing. When, however you look at life, I say when, you win, because I'm a manifester.
Right.
Okay. And I, did coach over at St. Raphael's, and
Of course,
I was
undefeated.
No, yeah, that's what I'm just saying. And a little scrappy team, okay? But I did bonuses and incentives, okay? So what I would like to do is, when we win the championship, okay, I will make another check to the team, because you're going to do it again, right, Jack?
Of
for
course.
$500. Team Sports Radio
very
will do that.
generous.
That's
Thank you,
right,
Erica.
okay? That's my...
Very, very
right,
generous.
to be,
You gotta sign it, too, though.
I got it, signing it right here. For championship. Okay?
Championship or bust.
Championship. Or nothing. Championship or zip. How's that? Championship or zip. There you go.
This check is not dated until the championship game either.
That's right. Listen, no, you're supposed to do that, but don't tell. It's like it's radio, okay?
We'll make sure every kid on the team has this in their sock.
No water until they
No
water for you.
So I just wanted to thank my husband for coaching, and I know how important it is to our family. So I just wanted to ask you one question.
Make it easy one.
Why do you like coaching your son?
I enjoy coaching the kids. I really enjoy being around, and I just remember being little and growing up and playing all kinds of sports that, beside my parents and my family, the coaches in my life were really kind of the most inspirational, and I could turn to them and talk to them if I ever had a problem, or if I ever had, something I needed to talk to them about that I didn't feel like I talked to my parents about. So I just want my son and the kids on our team and every kid I coach just to have a positive, energetic experience playing sports. And, sports is just a great way to bring kids together, bring families together. It's a great camaraderie, sportsmanship, and just teach them about life and teamwork. So that's what I enjoy the most about it.
Great words. This strikes a special chord with me because my dad was actually my first coach growing up, and just kind of getting to see the way that he went about doing things actually is what made me want to become a coach. And so just watching my dad, and I know your 9-year-old will be able to experience that with you.
Well, my 9-year-old and I are two peas in a pod. We're very hard-headed, so it can be tough at times, but it's very rewarding at the end. Yeah. And it's been. I've coached them one season before, and it was great. But I just want the kids to just get positive and just enjoy it and be positive and just want to just get back into it and play every sport they can. So that's the goal.
So on our team, we were just wondering, is it going to be co-ed? Are there going to be any girls?
Actually, yes. We have what
I am saying right now.
We have a one set of fraternal twins, boy and a girl, nice. And she's actually probably one of the biggest kids on the team. She's the tallest person on the team. So and she's can hold her own, so we're not worried about her. So, and all the kids go to Roosevelt. We're all on the same team, so they're all buddies. So it's going to be a great time, and we're going to have fun. So Friday night
do they shift the scoring? Like if a girl is a quarterback and it makes the touchdown or whatever that you get?
No, they don't play favorites, Erica.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody gets the same points. No, it's a co-ed league.
So Borgatello on my team. Let me tell you something. She was awesome.
Doesn't matter who scores, you get the same amount of points.
That was great.
Okay, wait, that was a Borgatello. Come on, they're tough.
Hey, I want to just tell you a big, big thank you, and to all parents that participate in coaching their kids. It is so appreciated in this community. Your dedication to our kids is just deeply, deeply appreciated.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's our pleasure, 100%. It's been great.
Want to give a shout out to any of the kids or coaching staff?
Oh, yeah. I want to give out. I'm actually the assistant coach, John Rossler, and he's the head coach. I'm the assistant coach. And we got the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and we are the Chicago Bears. So come out and support us Friday nights, La Colina Junior High at 5 o'clock under the lights.
Team
every
Sports
Friday.
Radio.
And Teen Sports Radio. Radio. Excuse me.
That's another idea, though.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It was great.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break, hey? All right, it's go time. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show, and I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
I'm sweating. I don't know about you. Sweating? I'm sweating.
You know, I walk around the house, and every once in a while I yell out, every single Tuesday, and I don't know where it comes from, and it just happens. And then I say things like, I'll meet you at 3 a.m. in the morning for AM 1290 Sports Radio, and for a cup of coffee and
you're channeling Erica, is what that is.
And I'm just not doing well here. I'm handing it right back to you.
You're channeling right now.
Yes, I'm channeling back.
Well, when you're a medium, that happens, I'm sure, frequently, 3 or 4 times a day.
Medium you're ever going to need.
That's very funny. That's very good.
But you know what? I was listening to a book about positive aphorisms, and if when we say every single Tuesday, that's like a pump, yay, in the air. You know, it gets your energy going. So it's a happy time.
Steve Stokes, who's in the house right now?
We have a now going to be junior, Evan Bover.
Woo! Evan Boger's in the house.
He is a basketball player on my team, and then he also is a very good setter on our volleyball team as well.
Nice. Evan, thank you for being here.
An extremely good student as well, I should say, by the way.
You never not bring
over 4.
They're all over 4. Yeah. I just think you guys have your own little, like, what do you guys go to 7, 8? I mean, I don't even know. Everything's over 4.
Everybody seems like they're over 4, yeah.
Don't you have, like, the girls, most of your teams usually win the academic award for their.
Yeah, our girls
right?
volleyball team went to Angel Stadium this past year because they had a 3.92 GPA. There's 2 Bs in the entire volleyball program. And even though some of our other programs didn't get the academic CIF championship, I think the lowest team GPA that we had of any of our sports was a 3.58.
Nice.
That was the lowest of all of them.
Wow.
And so all of our students do really well as far as balancing the academics with athletics, which is a really tough thing to do at a really tough academic school.
Evan, where did you go to elementary school?
I went to Hope Elementary School.
Nice. So that was it a transition for you, or were you ready to go to high school Providence from Hope?
Well, I
because that's a blue ribbon school.
It was a little tough considering Hope was a public school,
right.
Transitioning to Providence, which is a private school, so the academics got a lot harder. But I think that Hope actually did prepare me pretty well for my transition into high school.
Nice. Who else we got here? I know, we're taking pictures. You're a very popular person.
Oh,
so other than your favorite sports, what are your favorite subjects?
I like humanities, which is sort of a mix of English and literature and history. The teacher is just really great, and it's a really interesting topic. I particularly liked the Roman history and just the sort of politics that they went through in that time era. Other than that, I tried art for 1 year. that was an interesting experience.
I think you learn a lot by about Evan just like on the basketball court. Sometimes like he's very analytical in the way that he does things. He likes to make sure that he has even the smallest details fully understood, and I think
he's a doctor. He's all every minor detail that can go on the basketball court. He's always asking questions, which I think has really helped him improve dramatically over the past couple years.
Like an engineer on the court.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
Dissecting, that's cool. So how's it coming up to the end of the summer and getting ready to go back into school? You feel complete having some time off in the summer and you're ready to jump back into school?
First day's tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, is it really?
I'd say I'm looking forward to it, but I'd be lying.
Gotta love the honesty. That's always kind of a bittersweet, isn't it? You're going in your junior year, right?
Junior year.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big year. I remember junior year. I mean, big changes. You're no longer a sophomore, but you're not quite a senior yet. But did you feel like you got some good downtime in the summer this year?
I did. Yeah. After basketball, I got a lot more downtime.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's tough to have downtime during basketball season?
No, I'm not.
Well, it's good because, we in our culture, we have a kind of an obsession with staying overly busy, and particularly with athletes. They're trying to keep a 4.0 or keep grades and also do their athletics and then maybe other activities, maybe music or something like that. And our culture has this tendency to over busyness. And I think it's also important to just have some time where you're not doing anything. Yeah. So hopefully you got some of that.
I think it's a really common mistake that coaches of all sports make, especially in season, is how beneficial rest can be in having light days. I know that's tough to do when you're in the middle of a league championship race, but having light days in practice, I think in the long run becomes really beneficial. I think it helps them stay, at their best for longer.
At one point, I studied to take my Series 7 to become a stockbroker. Wow. And what I was told, so I studied really heavily for 6 months. And what I was told was the day before the exam, I was not supposed to study. I was supposed to go to a movie, do something fun, laugh, don't even pick up the paperwork. And I passed with flying colors. Wow. So the idea of taking that break and having that respite, it's just like our computer. When we use our computer and we never reboot it, it kind of gets, information gets disorganized. We think we're overly studying, but it actually gets disorganized. So when we rest, we get a chance to do a reboot.
Inside look at the Providence program, since we're talking about rebooting our bodies, not before every game, but before every big game. Laguna game, for example, or some other games during the year, we had a sports psychologist come out and for the last half an hour of our practices, it was just focused on visualization and just getting their minds right and kind of freshening and cleaning everything out. And I think it definitely helps. And I think we played our best in the toughest games because we just gave them that half an hour to just clear their minds a little bit.
Evan, so I know where your head's at. I know doctor, engineer. I know we can't narrow it down here. Top 3 schools. Where do you want to go?
Right now, I want to go to Westmont.
Of course you do. It's an awesome school.
Yeah, it's local. It's Christian.
That's it.
Been here all my life.
Nice. Do you want to see my trophy? I have it on my desk.
I would love to see your trophy.
Okay, it's nice. So I'm just saying. That's nice.
We have a possible future teen co-host here.
I know. I know. I'm looking. I got the winks. I get it.
I got the winks.
The thing is, it's like he's always practicing. So, like, I get, like, these Providence kids are great, but I get them for, like, once every 6 months because they're always doing something. You know, it's a great school.
Practicing and studying.
That's it. No, you can't get that 4.9 GPA without it. So, anyways, thank you so much. When you, at the end of the year, come back?
Yeah.
And of course, there's always an opportunity to be a co-host here if it's something you want to do. Explore.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, there's no book or anything, though. It's kind of like, no, there's no training. Like, this is my training. Here's the mic. Don't touch the switch. I'm like, that was the training from Dr. D. Right, D? You know that. You're not lying. All right.
Radio host 101
That's
right there, huh?
Just throw them out there. Sink or swim. You know, we didn't have floaties when I grew up. That was it. You better learn or you ain't going to be around. Floaties, those things you put on the arms, that, you know, those are like little things. Floaties. Yeah, they got floaties now. You're right. All right, there you go. Hey, this is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Let's take a break. We've got a lot more. Join us after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
And we got at 9 a.m. What? Why are you pointing at? Oh, Dr. Dale Figtree. Yes. It's so funny. But before we do that, I wanted to ask Brian Faulk. Brian, would you mind, because you've been so generous and so dear and so loving, and last week, Dr. Scott Noble decided not to come the last minute, so of course we had to give away, you know, something, because you're not here. I got to give something away of yours. Okay, that's how we play. But see, you are here, so I'm just going to ask you, because, you know, you can't say no to me, right? So would you mind, like, if somebody wrote a nice little email, because you're very popular, okay, on this show. I very often get people tuning in, checking in, but are afraid of the whole acupuncture, you know, just because of whatever. Sure. But I think if they get to meet you for like maybe 30 minutes, or whatever you want to do, what do you want to do?
I would love to meet anybody on the phone or by email or even in person.
Nice.
I'm in Carpinteria, but I also come into Santa Barbara often, and just let people know that I do other things besides acupuncture. Acupuncture is one tool within Chinese medicine. So if you're interested in just some body work, some nutritional counseling, some suction cupping, we've been getting a lot of...
Getting bled.
Bled, yes, all that. So anyway, yes, I'd be happy to meet anybody or connect in any way, actually.
Speaking of suction cupping, anybody watch the Olympics? Michael Phelps is just all over his body with suction cups.
Right, that's been getting some pretty... Big play. So yes, I'd be happy to reach out to anybody for half an hour conversation.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So all they got to do, we'll do it. How about this? Like the top first 3 people to email me at queenofteensb@gmail.com. That's queenofteensb@gmail.com. Terri Cooper is filling it out. Anything that has to do with the show or relations to the show, of course, that we don't apply. But thank you so much. Thank you, Brian. We love you. Dr. Dale Figtree, she's back. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You mentioned the water. Let's talk about more about the water. So make fun of me on my water, okay?
Okay.
Water.
Well, let me put it in perspective, okay? Food that's grown on the earth basically has all the elements that our body needs to repair, to keep healthy, to have energy. And even animals, what do they eat? You know, eventually they're eating the stuff that's grown on the earth. So the stuff that's grown on the earth has 7 things in it that are crucial to health. And when you process food, you start removing one after another, so the foods are unbalanced. So one of the things that all foods share that are grown on the earth is water. And the earth is about 70% water. And fruits, for instance, are 70% water. So are potatoes and other vegetables. I mean, obviously other foods like nuts and beans have a little less water, but all food has water in it. The next thing is all food has carbohydrates. People don't understand carbohydrates are energy. That's our pure energy. It's gotten a bad name. People say carbs, not good for you because they've been refined. Carbs come with vitamins and minerals to help that energy get produced and work better in the body. But when you refine them, you remove the vitamins, you remove the minerals, and you have empty carbohydrates. That's a problem. But carbohydrates are energy food. We're talking about fruit, we're talking about vegetables, we're talking about beans, we're talking about whole grains like rice, brown rice, not white rice. We're talking about yams, we're talking about potatoes. The food that's grown on earth naturally has carbohydrates in it. Protein is also in all foods. Believe it or not, even lettuce has protein in it. Lettuce, people think that protein is energy food. It's not. It's food for structure. It's food for muscles. It's also food for antibodies. It does a lot of different things in the body. There's some foods that are higher, some foods that are lower. Great foods that are super high in protein in the vegetable kingdom are nuts and seeds and beans and grains. Certainly animal products are very high in protein, but they're also high in fats that you don't want that much of. So, that's minimal, where the fats in vegetable things like nuts are fantastic. Another thing in food is fiber. Fiber is really important to push food through the digestive tract. If people have, like white bread, the fiber's taken away. Pasta, the fiber's taken away. And so people tend to be constipated because the fiber is not fully in there. Another thing in food, of course, is the fats. Fats are important to pad the body, they're made of hormones, they're a protectant, and good fats are in all foods. And vegetable fats tend to be healthier for the body than animal fats. And then the last two things are minerals and vitamins, which are crucial for making the body work. If we're depleted in vitamins like vitamin C, it affects our immune system. Vitamin A affects our eyes. Minerals go into our bones. So the foods that are closest to the way they are picked and grown contain all of these things. And so every meal should have some of these in it as a guarantee that your body's really, truly getting what it needs to be the best.
Woo! If you got all that, how do we get a hold of you?
You get a hold of me through my website, which is dalefigtree.com, or my telephone number to my office. It's 805-563-4904.
Thank you. God bless Santa Barbara. Be kind. See you next week.